And welcome to the third installment of A Race of Pace. And tonight we're doing it here in Italy, because Monza, what better track to do this? And of course, for the first time, it's going to be a 100% race. And joining me tonight for this race is Mr. Not Fernando.
Evening, everyone. Welcome to the third installment of the Race of Pace. Had two already, one in Brazil, one in Spa, and third installment, obviously Monza, one of the quicker tracks on the calendar, and it's gonna be interesting. We've got a full grid, it appears. Looking at the lobby, see 20 drivers in the grid, so just waiting for the guys to ready up, and we'll get going shortly. Race was supposed to start half an hour ago, but we've had a few gremlins, but yeah, should be on our way shortly. What, Jan, what do you think prediction wise?
It's a tough one because there's some talented races here, a couple of race winners, actually not to mention championship winners in their respective leagues. Of course, coming in here as call it a defending champion if you want. The guy who won Midweek Racing, he actually won Race of Pace Season 2, the second installment of Race of Pace. Mackett, he's on the grid here tonight. Matt, of course, the latest TNB champion. Yeah, so there's a good couple of names here, so it's going to be a tough one. But I'm going to go... I'm going to go free. I'm going to say Mackett. I'm backing Kimi on this one. And I'm gonna say a bit of a wild card here, but call it if you want. But I'm gonna say, just for a weird one, I'm gonna say Boinkies. Because one of those, if guys trip over himself, which is possible, it's a full grid. I'm gonna go Boinkies and as one of the three. But favorite, I would say Mackett and Kimi.
It's gonna be close. We haven't even. The guys now are readying up, as you can probably see there on your screens. So
I just want to pause this. I just want to pause this part, keep it blue on the screen so that we don't have any issues later, because it is YouTube after all.
When we get through a bit of qualifying, we'll have a better indication, and maybe we can make some better race predictions. But obviously, there's no threat of rain.
Nope, that's cancelled.
So there is no dynamic weather in the race. So we don't need to worry about
qualifying one.
Don't need to worry about any rain.
There we go. Hey, there we go. We got actually Devon on the TNB one. Devon commented there. Just say Jono very soft. And we got Alpha as well. Hello. So, Jamin, just check your volume there. Devon says you're just a bit softy.
Okay, is that better?
Devon, let us know.
You let us know, because I don't know. I've got three screens in front of me, so I'm going to try and keep up with the comments, but okay. No guarantees.
Devon did come back. He said never mind. He was. So you was. No, you fine now. Q1 underway, but nobody blinking as yet.
No action.
Just saying you're much better now.
No action out on circuit as of yet. No one wanting to be the first one to go out on a green circuit. And as I say that, we see some mechanics.
Yeah, we got somebody going out there. Okay, another one. Now we're starting to go. There we go, and we got Mr. Muna there as well. Hello, Dimples. Of course, 15 drivers going through to Q2, so 5 will be eliminated.
So
of course, everybody sporting a different livery. We're doing multiplayer cars, of course, so it's custom livery, so everybody's got their own liveries. And just a reminder, of course, although... Well, maybe I must just rewind a little bit. There's 4 leagues pretty much represented here, 4 South African leagues. Of course, there is TNB, known Friday nights for 100% racing. Then there's midweek racing. Normally in the past, Tuesday nights they do 50%. Then there is SAAOLR. Monday nights also 50%. And then one of the new leagues, I understand they will do on Monday nights, is SAF1, or SAF1 as we say in short. As you can see, a couple of guys also have a SAF1 prefix in front of their names. Those are the guys representing, well, not representing the night, but going to represent that league in future. So all those guys with SAF1 in front of their names, they are the ones who's going to be in that league. But tonight they're representing different groups, of course, those 4 leagues, TNB, SAF1, SAAOLR, and of course midweek racing. So as much as they represent those 4 leagues, there's no teamwork tonight, so there's nobody have a teammate. They're all driving for themselves, so it's 20 individuals tonight. Of course, competing for the honor of being the best of the best, because that's pretty much what it is. The best drivers from those 4 leagues here tonight, and the winner will have a bragging rights of being the best of the best.
It's got a bunch of guys out on circuit doing their first installation laps. Still a bunch of guys in the pits, haven't made a move just yet. We should start seeing some times coming down. It's important to get your lap time down in Q3, especially if you've got a full grid of 20 cars. You can always find yourself just not able to get that fast lap you were hoping for at the end of the session. If you come out and get stuck behind someone and 19 other competitors, there's always a chance of that. So you want to get out there, you want to set that first lap time that's going to get you comfortably into the top 15. So you can start focusing on Q2, which is even more important session. Obviously we lose another 5 drivers in Q2, that'll take us to just 10. And you need to decide on your tyre strategy in Q2.
120.9, so we've only got a time on the board, 120.9 for now. Actually that will come down, and as I said already, there's a 118, Quinton going a 118.9, so we're going to start seeing some good lap times coming up now. Imi Alonso, actually that was just a banker lap of some sort, because that's way off.
They're on the, I've actually got both channels open in front of me, so on TNB I see Devon, and I see Munna, and I see, that's G&G, I believe. And then over on the other side, we've got Adrian, we've got Boucher, we've got Ronald. Is Ronald multitasking? Aren't you supposed to be out on track? You're supposed to be out on track. Leave the comment section.
He's doing a Staffy move. Good to see Strider in there, Strider having some difficulties before we started. Imi Alonso as well, but luckily all 20 drivers made it in, so we have our full grid. But I say it always, I'm going to definitely say it tonight, just reiterate it, I don't think last place will be a very bad place to start this one. Full grid coming into that first corner, into that chicane. And we've seen some good incidents into that first corner before.
Definitely, it's going to be a tough one with that many cars out on circuit approaching turn 1. If you're going to be in the midfield, you know, if you're going to be there by 8, 9, 10, not going to be a very comfortable spot to be heading into that first chicane. You just need one guy in the front to make a mistake and you get the infamous domino effect. And all sorts of things could break loose. Gavin has come out of the pits. He will go out on a installation lap, looking to set his first banker of Q1. 11.5 minutes remaining. Quinton ZA is on provisional pole, 118.9. Actually spoke to 1 or 2 people earlier what they thought a good pole time would be, and that was the time I was given, actually, a 118.9. So it's clearly going to be a little quicker than that.
I see the SAF1 guys actually using the livery that the SAF1 guys can use actually in TNB. Season 2 of TNB starting this coming Friday, multiplayer cars as well. And I see they're using that livery.
So that livery getting its debut, as far as we know.
That's it, because that's pretty much what they're gonna do at TNB next season. That same livery.
Can get used to that livery. You're gonna see it every Friday night. Currently, fastest still 1:18.9, just coming to the pits now. That's Quinton ZA. And you've got a whole bunch of SAF1 cars, SAF1 Macket, SAF1. Do you want to pronounce that? Well,
Ignites.
Ignites, there we go. That works. Ignites, there we go. I would laugh if it's Ignites and we called it Ignites. You know, and this guy's listening to commentary, and every time we say Ignites, he runs wide. Then we've got another SAF1, that's Zardi 44 in 4th. But the Matter, that's the TNB champion, that's in 5th place. SAF1 Mad Trav, that's in 6th. And then DMAG 7th. SAF1 Quinton 8th, Nismax 9th, Sean 10th. Time's now coming in thick and fast. SAF1 Strider 11th, SAF1 Boinkies 12th, SAF1 I'm Alonso, getting tired of saying that, 13th. Then no time from Gavin yet. We saw him go out on that installation lap, so I'd presume we're going to see a time from him any second. Let's see what he can.
Just want to say hi to Una. Una just coming out here showing her support for Nismax again. Una, of course, did watch Race of Pace 2 as well. So welcome again, Una. And of course, Mr. Yui Boucher, Mr. Boucher. We'll just say Boucher. Of course, whoever watched Waterboy will understand why Boucher. And good to see. Good couple of people coming out for support is tremendous. That's what we like to see.
Ooh.
With a lot of activity on midweek racing. Just to remind you guys, we are dual streaming tonight. We're streaming to the midweek racing channel as well as the TNB channel.
That's right. The stream is going out to both channels, midweek racing and TNB. You're going to hear exactly the same voices, exactly the same commentators, but if you're interested in a different camera angle, you can just bookmark both and just switch in between them.
I was just about to say, now I can watch my co-commentator's point of view by watching that channel, and he can do the same by watching the channel I'm streaming to.
We're riding on board with Gavin. He has not set a lap time as of yet. This was going to be his fast lap, but if you were watching earlier, he had a big incident at the start of the lap. So I don't think he's going to record anything too impressive right now.
Can Emi Alonso do something about that 135, because that 135 will definitely see him not go through. And I'm sure he can go faster than that. You have to pick 2 laps, but yeah, it's about getting a clean lap.
Mad Trav goes second, nicely done, nice lap, goes over the line. That will be good enough for second, a 1:19.3.42, so that's 300ths of a second between second and third. Nicely done, bringing back some memories of Race of Pace round 1, or the first Race of Pace, whatever you want to call it. We're at the end of Q3, 4/10 of a second, separated 14. At the end of Q2, sorry, 4/10 of a second, separated 14 drivers. Can we see something? Can we see something that close?
Well,
we've got a 1:18.9.
From second to 10, we're already all in the 1:19s.
These times are only going to compress and get faster as the sessions continue.
Emi Alonso with a very, very reasonable lap this time. So he's definitely up there. So I would say these guys in the low 119s, they're pretty much safe. These 120s, that's pretty much coming into danger zone now.
Just getting some messages here on my side. Got support for Conrad. Got some support for Mackett. Also getting support for, actually a lot of support for Dirk. And as well as
a lot of support for several guys. So
as well as apparently there's something called the Strider fan club. So that's the thing I didn't know existed.
Oh, Jose. Oh, and we got there. I wanted to say something about it earlier, so maybe now it's a good time to talk about it as that car went wide there. Of course, this is a 100% race. All the previous race of pace were 50%, so it's pretty much double the distance tonight. Of course, fatigue, lack of concentration, that can all come into play. And Monza, don't forget about the Scotty chicane. Of course, there's Parabolica and of course the two Lesmos. That's the corners that usually catch the guys out. So those will also come into play.
It's a track that this is a track that often gets overlooked because when you look at it, well, when you just look at the aerial view of that circuit, it looks fairly simple when you compare it to something like Spa or something like Hungary. This looks fairly simple, and I think a lot of times it just gets overlooked. Like when you start noticing, oh my word, I'm not getting these chicanes right. If you're not getting them right, there's no way you're going quick. So it does appear to be simple, but there are small things there that you need to get right. And if you're having an off day and you just can't get the apex right on a certain corner, I've been there before at Monza. Like if you're not getting a Scary right, qualifying is not fun. A lot of guys now in the pits. Obviously, this is the time in between their runs. 4 minutes remaining on the clock. If you're going to head out again, you're going to head out in the next 2 or 3 minutes, and or not really. You're going to head out in the next 1 or 2 minutes, and those guys in the bottom 5 at risk of falling out. Jean, not Maverick, Gavpig, Force, and not Kimi. Some very quick names.
Lastly, with no lap times as yet even.
I wonder if that is
part of a strategy.
I wonder if that is. Let's start from the back. You've got to ask the question, why has there been no lap time in Q1 from those cars? Foss and Kimi are on outlaps, and Gavin is out on circuit. So hopefully we'll see lap times from them shortly.
I see Yui there just saying he will keep the water for the boys. Yui, it's not about keeping the water, it's what you do with the water, what you add to that water. Keep that in mind. Ben Best, big support there for Strider, and Matt is saying good evening. And Matt at the moment just doing a boinkies thing, pop in and out of the comments while racing. Matt of course is safe, currently in 9th. At the moment it's not about pushing too hard, it's just to get through to the next session. Just under 3 minutes to go. Can these guys at the back do something? But then again, is their strategy to get it up there or start at the back? That we don't know, we'll have to wait and see.
In the TNB chat we have the Muna, who was initially going to take part in this race. We have Gavpig has taken that drive for him, currently sitting in 14th, so he has set a lap time.
Finally.
Now we just have not Kimi and Force. And as I say that, Force has left the circuit because my camera is looking for him and all I see is carbon fiber flying across my circuit and no car. So Force is off the circuit, no lap time from him just yet. Not Kimi though, he goes around Parabolica and heads up the main straight. Will he register a lap time? He does, it's good enough for 9th to 1:19.6, and that should be comfortably within the top 15.
This makes Sean, not Maverick, Foss and Vino at the moment, the guys all in the drop zone. I say even below 120s is not safe, so if you can do a 119 you're safe. And not Maverick going out.
To the guys that are watching, whether you're watching on TNB, whether you're watching on Midweek Racing, leave a comment in the comment section if you haven't already. Let us know you're here. Interact with us. Let us know who you're supporting, who you think's going to take pole, some predictions, and obviously just leave a like there on the video. It's the only way you can.
Devon and take coffee.
Oh yes, if
As I mentioned, why do you add to water? And here he goes coffee. So Devin probably having another cup of tap water coffee.
if we could just get a like on the channel for every time Devon drank coffee,
Yeah,
we'd be like we'd be soaring. We'd be soaring, absolutely. So not Kimmy ninth, finally got that lap time in at the end of the day. Mata has retired from the session, obviously happy with that lap time. That's a 1:19.6, seems to be safe. Gavin.
Carl and Amy supporting Mackett. So pretty much everybody has support here, so that's nice to see.
Just saying he's here to support everybody. It's a little bit. That's a little bit biased, sitting on the fence there. I was asking for predictions, not just overall statements, but there we go.
He's going to play it safe.
But,
he's not going to commit to that.
Either this is a lot of Strider fans, or this is just the same bloke saying the same thing. Yeah, it's the same bloke saying the same thing.
Same bloke.
Strider. There we go. And got another one rooting for Mackett. So a lot of support out there for Mackett. Also support out there for Dirk. A lot of support on the Midweek Racing channel, as well as the TNB Racing channel.
Guys done retiring from it now.
A lot of the guys have had enough. The guys that are going to be busy out on track, the business end actually, is going to be those final five. That's who you need to watch now in the final moments of qualifying. Can these guys get out of the drop zone? It's Boinky, Gavin, Nizmac, Sean, Maverick. No slow names here at the race.
There we go. Ben is asking you the question. We basically going. Ben, ask him straight if you have commitment issues. Sitting on the fence like that, I probably think he does.
Here we go. A little bit of.
Come on, Yui. One prediction. Come on. Some of the guys, as you would have noticed, have the same liveries. That's basically the guys who's from the same league. As much as you see that, as I said earlier, as much as they represent that league, it's all about driving for themselves. There's no teamwork. But some of them did decide to do one livery across all the cars just to represent the league from where they are. So that blue and green, the Rossi colors, if I can call it that, that's the TNB boys. Of course, the Saffron boys we saw earlier, call it the Bafana colors if you want, the white with the gold and green.
Boinkies gets out of the drop zone. Boinkies gets out of the drop zone right at the last minute.
Very late.
He goes 12.
Nismax is gone, Barry's is gone, Jean is gone, Gafpick
very slowly into the pits. Gavin's given up on this session, so
that's Gav as well.
Basically that final five is the confirmed final five, so you can basically say those are the 5 cars dropping out of Q1, won't take any further part in qualifying, and we'll start from
not Maverick, Gafpick and John, but as I said earlier, not necessarily a bad place, knowing the history coming into the first corner and especially having a full grid tonight. So
much can happen here at turn 1. I mean, we could have a complete pile-up domino effect leading to a safety car, and we know how safety cars can be. So, plus remember, this is a 100% race. You can start from the back, and if you play your cards correctly and the safety cars come your way, you can very much win a 100% race from the back.
And actually, we finally got a clear prediction. We got Brendan here predicting Emi Alonso for pole.
Oh, we've got Emi Alonso for pole. We've got Nismax for the win tonight. Well, it's going to be a tough one. See, he's qualified 16th.
But it's not impossible. It happened before.
Just waiting now for the final cars out on track to. I think we're just waiting for somebody to retire, because as you can see, the clock's stuck on 1.
Yeah, they're waiting for those 4 guys that shows pit there to retire. Then the session can be.
So there we go. Thank you. It's a good thing when everyone.
Much about that, because that's just a dress rehearsal if you want. The only key thing is just those 5 cars as we mentioned that got eliminated. So the 15 guys going into Q2. So
let me go through that. Okay, so
Not really. I don't really worry about Q1. Just more for the guys that get eliminated because now the real fun and games start, especially in Q3.
But obviously,
So now the guys can up their pace in those cement bags or sandbags or tea bags if you are Wazi. It's just basically those bags will now be dropped and you're going to start seeing real pace coming through now.
nice to see the top 5 covered by half a second. We're going to see
wow.
these times coming down in
Devin,
Q2.
yo, what a prediction. Devin says
Yeah, I
Mac
saw
with
it.
117. Yo.
This
Wow.
See, Devin, have you swapped channels, you traitor? I don't really care because I've got both in front of me, but
I also think between the two.
I'm pretty sure he was talking on that monitor, and now he's talking on this monitor. So you've switched channels, but
Devin.
or it just means I've obviously got the better camera angles. Yeah, it's one of the two. This is also a competition for us.
Screw that. I don't care.
So we've got Q2, sorry, has just started. It's obviously a 15-minute session. Guys need to go out, set their best lap times that they can. The last 5 will drop out and not go through to Q3. The top 10 though, they will go through to Q3, and they will also need to then start the race on whatever they qualified on in this session here. So this becomes
That's it. This is important now.
It becomes an important session. It's what are you going to do? Are you going to go for the fastest tire?
This Devin is like a freaking honeymoon where you know what? Because it's between the two channels. Now it's back on TNB.
I believe I have a theory that he's watching both. Yeah, he's watching both. Yeah, he's watching both. So we've got a few guys out on track, 5 to be exact. Yes, we've got Force.
It looks like most of them are
Alonso,
medium.
Zardi, Quinton, Boinkies. Let me bring some info up on my screen because so we can see what the guys are doing there. Tires. It's a good mix so far of softs and mediums. A lot of mediums in the pits though.
Yeah, maybe confirming he's on both.
Maybe just sitting there and waiting to see what these guys do on softs before they go out on mediums.
Mac just again showing the livery as we said earlier for the South 1 team for the new upcoming season of TNB.
I think this man over here is going to be the first to set a fast lap here in Q2. He's just started his fast lap. Force, we're going to ride on board with him. Very red.
Going through for the, he actually just got through at the very last possible moment, and in the end he actually went through comfortably.
Right on board with him now as he goes into the Lesmos. Very important part of the circuit. So easy to make a mistake here. Get that right hand tyre on the grass. Now you head off towards Ascari. Another very important part of the racetrack. You get the exit to Ascari wrong, and that whole lead up to the straight and Parabolica, everything else is here we go, gets it. Looked relatively nicely, nice and smooth, quite clean. Doesn't look like he's throwing absolutely everything at it just yet. I'm not convinced. Let's see, he's going to go now around Parabolica, hangs that car around the outside, uses as much of the racetrack as he can, and he'll go over the line, sets the fastest lap. For the time being, it's a 1:19.6, very far away from Devin's prediction of a 1:17.9. Yep. We're still going to have to wait and see who can come up with that and how. It may require the likes of a glitch. Let's see who, well, I was going to say let's see who else is out on track, but
1:19.0.
Everyone else is out on track. That's better, 1:19.0.
Just Boinky still in the pit.
Boinkies as well as Zardi, Quinton on an out lap, everybody else on their initial fast lap. The session is obviously shorter than Q1. You've got slightly less time, slightly less cars, but if you mess up that first run, really don't have too much time to mess around in the pits. Need to get back out there.
Flag then Parabolica. Okay, but it's clear. It was luckily just a short one.
Following.
For real went back into the pit.
There we go. That's F1 I'm Alonso. That's 19-0. Force 19-6. The D-Mag, that's 19-9. Then Ignites, he went fourth with a 20.3. So still quite a... getting really messy there at turn 1. This can be a really difficult track even to qualify at. Once you've set your fast lap, you've really got to be aware of what's going on around you and just get out of the way. And sometimes you're approaching that first chicane all a little bit too relaxed after your fast lap, and you've got a whole bunch of cars trying to give it their all into that corner. So
Yui finally made a prediction, but he went to the TNB channel to make that prediction.
Oh yeah, no, I see. They're going from one to another. Maybe they think, okay, Johan will see this, Jonathan won't see this. So we're all looking at the same thing. It's actually quite a... I should actually send you guys a picture of this. This is an impressive setup. I'm surprised I can do so much at once. Somebody's off track.
One on the other one.
I think it was Matt. I don't know if that was an internet issue or if he was just bouncing on the curves, but... Yeah, he's diving into the pits.
Matt Traff is out. Matt Traff is out, so he will not be part of Q3. Mac at a 118.8. Mac is coming up over time pretty much that we saw in the Q1. But I expect more cars now to go into the 118s.
A lot of cars cutting chicanes and doing crazy things. Now Zardi goes around Parabolica, heads up that main straight to set his first fastest lap. On a set of softs? No, that was incorrect. That either got invalidated or it was a warm-up lap. So one Strider, he's in the pits. Quinton ZA out on circuit. Boinkies, Vino Real, a whole handful of SAF1 cars in that bottom 5 in the drop zone. 4 of them, in fact. Mad Trev has retired from the session, so he will take no further part. That means another 4 cars will be eliminated, besides Mad Trev. Again, some more support here in the comment section for Mackett. Let's follow Boinkies around Parabolica and up the straight once more. That's good enough for 7th place. It's a 120.2 on a set of softs. Backs off immediately, and he's going to want to bring those tyres home into the pits. Those are going to be the tyres you're going to start the race on. Obviously, the more you abuse those, the more of a problem you're going to have at the start. Who else is still out on circuit? We've got Zardi 44 out on circuit. He's gone 4th. Nicely done. And obviously,
so the 120s again is going to be the guys that's going to be not safe. So getting faster. Cement back slowly but surely falling off.
Strides on an outlap. Just going very slowly there. Obviously letting some faster cars go by on their quick lap.
Correct.
Vino. Also no lap from Vino just yet.
He's on the hot lap.
Always seem to join the cars just before Parabolica. There we go, up the straight. What can Saf1 Vino for real do? He goes to the inside of the circuit. It's going to be good enough for 11th. It's not good enough to get out of the drop zone.
That's it.
So maybe he's not going to be able to... Ooh, just going straight there. I think he needs to get back to the pits.
But yeah, in a hurry. Save himself some time.
I think he needs to get back to the pits. Just flew through the chicane there.
Do you stick to your strategy, or do you go and change to the soft tyres with the aim to get into Q3? That's the question.
Well,
or do you stick to your guns and just stick to your strategy?
I think it really depends on where you thought you were going to start of the quali. So if you think you can be up there in the top 5, yes, throw those softs on. But if you think you're going to be 8, 9, 10, well, you might as well start in 11th on mediums. That was your strategy going into it. You wanted to get into the top 10 with mediums, you're just outside the top 10 with mediums. Why would you change? Obviously, if you're outside of the top 10, you do get 3 tyre choice. Inside the top 10, you're going to be locked to the tyre you used in this session.
Correct.
The matter.
Vino getting back to the pit.
120.9, currently 2 seconds off the pace Devon has set for him.
Around Parabolica now, approaching start finish line, and
good enough for 8. 120.0. Not enough to get into the 119s, but he was able to find 9/10ths, and it was enough to put him up into 9th. Also rushing through
taking those polystyrene boards with.
Rushing through, wants to get back to the pits as soon as he can, put on another set of tyres, give it another go.
4.5 minutes to go, so not much time left.
If Ronald's saying he wants P11, saying there on the comments board he would like P11, obviously choice of freedom of choice there with the tyre. He'd rather start 11th with tyre choice than 10th locked on a soft. And I tend to agree. D-Mag 7th currently, a 119.9, just ahead of Conrad, a 120.0, who's just ahead of Matta, also a 120.0, 300ths of a second, covering 8 and 9. So it's really close. Matta needs to get back and put on another set of tyres. Just outside that top 10 by a couple of tenths, you've got the likes of Kimi, Ignites, Vino and Streizer, all quick drivers, all capable of top 10s, but they tried it on the mediums and wasn't good enough. Seems like that whole top 10, except for Quinton, they're all on softs. So if this stays the same, Quinton will be the only man to start in the top 10 on mediums.
Well, I see Big D Mac is also on mediums. The question is, of course, on which lap, or which tires did he do his fastest time, and that's probably the softs.
And I've got here on my timing screens, I've got it set to detailed best. So it says here that his best was on a set of. So maybe trying to improve on a set of mediums. Maybe he knows that wasn't the best lap he could have gotten out of the softs and thinks, oh well, a couple of tenths on the mediums, I should be able to beat it anyway. Start this race on mediums. Pull something different. So far just one man in the top 10 going to pull that strategy, and he's starting in 6th, so right in the middle of the top 10.
Just under 2.5 minutes to go.
Remember, all of this qualifying you want. Kimi now starting his fast lap. We'll ride on board with him as he enters the first chicane. Nicely done. Off he goes around Curva Grande. Cars today, every part of this race circuit, more and more parts of this race circuit are full throttle.
Mackett says he's done enough, he's definitely through. So he retires. You'll see a couple of guys, and as I say that, see more guys retiring now.
Kimi
safe.
Kimi currently on a fast lap. He is 11th. He's going to need to find. Actually, he just needs to find 8/10. It'll be good enough to put him into the top 10 on a set of softs. Let's have a look. He's going to go through a Ascari now and head up the back straight. See if he can find the improvement that he needs.
Nicely done with Ascari. So easy to lose it there.
Good, now he heads up into Parabolica for the final time, probably now in Q2. This is going to be enough to put him in the top 10. We'll know shortly.
Coming through now, start finish line coming up.
That it is. 119.2. That's good enough for third place. And that is a definite Q3. So as things stand, who's out? Obviously, Boinkies has retired from the session. He said in the comment section he'd be happy with 11th. So, well, he's gone down to 12th because Matt has been pushed down to 11th. Matt on an outlap. He's going to try and do what he can to be part of Q3 and get himself further up the grid. We ride with Ignite, currently in 13. Doesn't need to find much to find the top 10. 4 tenths. Can find 4 tenths. It'll be the difference between starting in 13th or going to Q3.
Coming through the second lace mode, nice and clean. Just keeping it all together. So Zardi is done, Big D is done, they're in the pit. A couple of guys retired, everyone else pretty much out on track.
See Not Maverick in the T&B comment section, not on track where he should be. Not Maverick, what are you doing?
Yeah,
goes around.
You can go faster.
Go to the inside of the track as so many drivers do.
And he goes into, he puts it into 6. That puts Safwan Kunrad into the drop zone.
Get on board with Strider. He's on a set of softs. His previous best was a 20.8 on a set of mediums. He's got a set of softs on now, currently 14th. Wants to get into the top 10.
Validated lap, so he's not going to go through.
Strides over the line, not good enough. Only good enough for 12.
Matter puts it into 5th.
Matter squeezing in.
Big D is out, Safwan Kunrad's out, as well as Strider, Boinkies and Matrav.
I think those are basically confirmed now because D-Mag is in the pits. Kunrad and Strider are classified and Boinkies and Matrav have retired. So leaving Q2, it's going to be obviously D-Mag, Safwan Conrad, Safwan Strider, Safwan Boinkies, Safwan Matrav.
I see
losing 4 drivers.
That man at Charles, so obviously we know who he's talking about.
And we know who that is for. Also some support for Matt there from Not Maverick in the comments. Not a lot of action out on track right now. Just waiting for this session to come to an end.
Just waiting for those last guys to finish. Well, one guy to retire. D-Mag just to hit the retire button. Then the session will be over.
So we can get to Q3, and then after that, the business end. Muna saying that this is going to be renamed the Safwan Razor Face. I reckon just recall it the Safwan. Or
no, not a chance. They got their own league.
Obviously, Safwan is starting a league. I don't have the exact date for you, but I don't think it's this Monday. I think it's the Monday after that. And that is on Monday nights, apparently. And taking over... I'm not sure. I think it's taking over someone's time slot, but yeah, I don't have confirmation on that. But there was a league on Monday, so... Safwan, new league joining the South African F1 community. Let's have some final predictions now, guys and girls in the comment section.
Yeah.
Guys and girls in the comment section. That you're on
cars remaining. Who you think is going to take pole?
Whether you're on TNB, whether you're on midweek racing, let us know. There's your top 10. Who do you think?
There's your top 10, and like you said, Safwan Quinton, the only one on mediums. So there's your top 10 for Q3 people. So please tell us who you think is going to take pole.
So there we go. Obviously, in that Q2, you've got Mackett, Alonso, Kimi, Quinton, Matters, Zardi, Ignites, Foss, Vino for real, and Quinton. That's your top 10. And then falling out, D-Mag, Kunrad, Strider, Boinkies, and Madrav. So we started with what, 9 SAF1, and we're gonna get to Q3 with 1, 2, 3, 4. What was that? 5? Screen disappeared on me. Screen disappears on me whenever I start counting something. Yeah, that's right, 5. So five Saf1s in that final top 10, and there we go. Q3, 12 minutes.
And
Shortest.
now it's gonna be the real deal. Now we're gonna see what this guy's really capable of.
This is the shortest of the sessions. You're not going to have to worry about anyone being out on mediums or hards. Everyone's going to be out on the quickest tire available. And I'm actually surprised no one's out just yet. Just 12 minutes, not a lot of time. You want to get out there, get that first lap. If you want to have that second run, or potentially a third if you have that many tires. But you need to get out there immediately. There we go. First action out on track. And a whole smattering of cars. Look at that. It looks like Indy. It looks like Indy.
Nobody's going to wait. They're going to go for it.
Just some confirmation there from Ronald. Thank you very much, Ronald. They will start next week, Monday. And SAA, that is an incredibly long name. They will move to Sunday nights. So that was the league that was on Mondays. They will move to Sundays, and SAF1 will take over the Monday night time slot.
And of course, TNB stays on Friday nights with 100% racing.
TNB stays on Friday nights with 100% racing, as it has been for the past, I don't know, 3 years. I actually, 4 years, yeah. I don't know. I think we have actually just completed overall our 15th season in F1. So going into our 16th, so quite impressive.
Pretty much together since 2000, F1 2017 game.
Now we've got 9 of that top 10 all out on circuit. Quinton ZA, he remains in the pits. He's not making a move just yet. Wants to see
a little space, but he is on his way now. I think looks like it. Yeah, he is on his way.
Seeing if there is a Supporters Cup. Nizmax would have won the Supporters Cup because a lot of support here. A lot of messages saying Nizmax on the end of them. Waiting for Foss. Here we go. He's just gone through the first chicane. He's started his first fast lap. Let's see where the other guys are. Alonso heading down.
Talk about Nizmax there. I just hope he keeps his love for F1 or the whole racing thing, and he keeps the groove, and he doesn't lose a bit of the groove now with the rugby also coming up. Of course, for the first time since whenever, Nizmax is not going to be in the starting lineup at TNB, but a reserve driver due to those rugby commitments also coming up.
Good to see him on track. One of the quicker drivers that we have.
Of course, one of the guys that's been there also the longest. He's been around a good couple of those 15 seasons, as you mentioned. Well, in fact, he was there of all of them. Ever since I joined TNB, he's been part of the setup and always racing season after season.
Parabolica here on the outside of the track. No, dives into the pits. I was going to say Force is going to give us an indication of what's to come, but he's not. He dives into the pits. We have to get that from Zardi.
Immediately responsive for 192. We know there's 118s in there. We saw it in Q1 and in Q2.
Nothing in it there in the top 2, just 1/10 of a second, but those times are still in the 19s. We know the 18s are coming. We saw them earlier on.
Devin, do you want to rethink that lap time of yours while you have a chance? Printed but far-fetched. Back at 119.0, not for 118 as he did in Q2. Not yet, at least.
Quinton ZA out on circuit, currently 8th. He heads down that back straight towards Parabolica. It's going to set a lap time any time now. 119.
Alonso doing what he did in Q1, a 135.
Actually,
have some lap time and then from there built.
See what Quinton can do as he goes over the line. It's good enough for first. It's a 118.9. First okay. 118 of the session.
Devin says 118.2. That's his new prediction.
Well, his prediction is now moving around. Winner has a few ideas of why the times don't seem too impressive. Obviously, we saw 1:18.9 as the first lap of Q1. So guys need to. I'm sure there's more than that. Maybe using, as Winner predicts, older tires, or just having a little bit extra fuel in. And when you do that final run, you strip everything, throw on the best set of tires you have. What we really need to watch is that second run. This is just a preliminary run. Get that first lap time down, so you can just feel safe and know you're not starting in 10th.
You can have a bank lap if you want, so then get into the pits, fresh rubber, just enough juice. You don't want to go too much. Leave yourself with maybe 2 laps. Don't want to go too heavy, but also have a bit spare if you make a mistake, so you can save some time by not having to come in again. So, and most of those guys are diving into the pits now, so they will come out for that second attempt.
Horst is on an outlap. He obviously dived into the pits after his first outlap. This time he doesn't do that. He goes over the straight. He's going to attempt a fast lap, his first of the session. Let's see what he can come up with. We'll actually ride on board with him because there's not that many cars out on circuit. I'm my Alonso, the only one out, and he's on his way in.
He's on his way to the pits.
We'll follow Foss, currently 8th, no lap time set. Looking for his first lap time of the session, Q3. And then it's going to be pretty touch and go. It's going to be pretty touch and go once he set the lap time to get his way back to the pits, and maybe he doesn't even have another set of tires. Don't know. But if he does want to have a run after this, it's going to be pretty touch and go. He's going to need to get back to the pits very quickly.
Nice livery from Emil Alonso, reminding a lot of a Renault.
Muscari.
You know, in the pit stall.
What Force can come up with. If he doesn't like this lap time, we might find him diving into the pit lane to change tyres and have one last go. Or he'll go over the line.
Stay out for starting line coming up and go 7 for 196.
119.6, only good enough for 7th. That's how close the field is here. Look at that. We've got a 118.9. That is provisional pole. Down in 6th place, we've got a 119.4. So 4/10 of a second cover your top 6. Nothing in it at all. What's just another 3/10 of a second back. Vino a little bit off that time. No movement from not Kimi. He's currently 9th. No movement from him. He's in the pits. No lap time from him either. So he's going to leave it down to just the one run. Maybe just has the one set of tires. Waiting till the end of the session to give it everything.
Charlie comes now, starts his last lap.
Of course, if you're listening, viewers are saying your car looks like a tomato. I was going to say it looked Ferrari inspired, but yeah, tomato. Still no movement from Kimi. 3.5 minutes remain in the session. No lap time from Kimi, no movement from Kimi. He's in the pits. We wait for a lap time from him. He snatched this Q3 at the last minute.
Also probably coming to the pits. He's got invalidated lap.
Got a lot of curb there on the inside that Quinton. Wondered for a second if the lap would be invalidated. He got quite a bit of curve on the inside. Got away with it though. Nicely done to Ascari.
In the pits, in the Alonso on his way out.
See what Sap 1 Quinton can do as he goes over the line. And it's good enough for... Well, there was no lap time. Fantastic. So I wonder if that was the chicane I saw.
Zardi now coming around Parabolica. Okay, Lidu.
Let's ride with Zardi. Bit of British.
One place up to 5th.
Bit of British racing green in there, I think.
Just a little bit, yeah.
So just a touch of Aston Martin. Currently fastest, Quinton ZA 118.9. Nobody's gone faster than that tonight. We saw that time in Q1 as well, 118.9.
Coming around the Parabolica now. What can Vino do? Vino puts it in third, a 119.1.
Vino
It's
goes
getting even more closer in front.
Vino goes third, 119.1, and then you've got Mackett in second going around Parabolica. Is he going to be able to improve, or is he going to dive into the pits? He doesn't. Comes to the inside of the track though. He's going to try and improve that 119.0. He does not. While Alonso 19.3, down in 7th place, 0.4 of a second off pole. Penalty doesn't fit the crime. 0.4, 7th place.
Mackett with a purple first sector.
Going quick, looking to improve on that 118.9. He's currently got a 119.0. So you would just need to find a 10th. Would be enough. Like a 10th and a half. He'd love to dip that into the mid 118s and just give himself some confirmation, but everything will come out in the next few seconds. Mackett's heading towards Parabolica on his final run. 30 seconds remain. See what can Mackett do. Has he been able to find a 10th of a second to take this and put it on provisional pole? No, he backs off. Not good enough. No DRS.
For one more lap.
No DRS.
Fuel for one more lap.
Don't think so. He didn't activate DRS going over the straight there, so I think he's done.
Okay, well, here we go. Time did recognize. It actually does recognize now. Mackett did go faster.
Don't know why. Don't know why we had a delay. I haven't actually seen that before in this game. Oof. Mata just getting out of shape there on the outside, or at least that's how it appeared. Really throwing everything at it as he goes under the tunnel, up the hill towards the Scary.
Lap, so he's not going to improve on his time. Quinton Zeta is also done. Not Kimi going through Lesmo 1. Only the two guys in the 118s, and that was pretty much Q1 and Q2's 118s.
That now classified with that time as his final time, a 119.2.
And that puts him in 5th. So that pretty much confirms it, Vic. Just waiting for not Kimi to come around, but that's pretty much confirmed. Not Kimi, the only guy still on a lap, everyone else done or in the pit. Coming around Parabolica now. He's going into the pit, so that confirms it. Mackett is going to be your pole sitter.
If your drink is low, if your snacks are low, this is the time to go and get a refill. The clock has come to an end, and we're going to just obviously wait for this to be over, and we'll be on the grid. We're going to have a formation lap, followed by a 100% race, full grid around Monza. One wait. And don't forget, a lot of fast cars are in the final 5.
You just saying he was close, yeah. Eventually, when we finally push it to make a prediction. But yeah, there's your top 10. Johnny, can you take us through that?
Just the top 10 really quickly. Obviously, Saf1 Mackett taking taking pole position with a 118.7. Then Quinton ZA, 10th of a second behind in second. Not Kimi, good enough for third. We've got Vino in 4th, Mata 5th, Ignites in 6th, Zardi 7th, I'm my Alonso 8th, Force 9th, and Saf1 Quinton just 10th place with a 19.4. 6/10 of a second, covering the entire field in
He's
Q3.
going to be on the medium. Just keep that in mind. The only one in
I think he would have definitely liked to have started a little higher up in the top 10 with that medium. you can get yourself into third or fourth on a set of mediums and just hold the guys up. If you're intense, you could always fall into the clutches of the bottom 10. You don't want to get involved in that racket. You want to get out in front and lead your way into those chicanes. You don't want to be part of a pack in those chicanes.
Just waiting for everybody to fine-tune those race strategies, or until the timer runs out, 20 seconds to go. There we go, formation lap about to start.
We've got the cars on the grid, all 20 cars on the grid. I want to thank everybody on the Midweek Racing channel for all the support in the comment section. Up to 70 comments, and we're only getting the session underway. So nice to see everybody here supporting the drivers, taking part in the third race of pace here at Monza, and the first one to be 100% distance.
And the same beyond the TNB group as well. Not as many viewers, but also a lot of comments.
Great to see interaction in the comment section, interaction with the commentators, guys' opinions, what's happening out on track. I'm sure you've raced with just about everyone you see out there at some stage, on some game, in some lobby. Mackett will some predictions for those of you who can see that on your screen. Some pit stop predictions, saying maybe a one stop, maybe a two stop.
Maverick and Gaffig disqualified. So let me guess, Gaffig made contact with Maverick.
You see, luckily they're not disqualified from race proceedings. That is just a disqualification from the remainder of the formation lap, which means you will go back to the grid and sit there patiently, and while these guys are weaving their way down the back straight, taking their sweet time, you'll be sitting there probably looking at the one other car on the grid, which is the one that hit you, thinking, you moron, our tires are cooling down as we speak. Cold tires, cold brakes into turn 1 in Monza. Not really the way you'd like it.
Nope.
I saw that comment, and it was a good one. Don't make me.
Well,
don't make me.
Now that's motivation for you. That's how you encourage your driver.
Strider, you've been warned. If you drive rubbish, you're gonna get a slap. We go. Not the best camera angle for you guys, unfortunately.
Looking back here from first place, and bit of a delay. The lights are out supposedly, and it's off. Oh, and there we go.
Terrible start there by
and Kimi, much better. Vino ignites even the Matter. Terrible start there for Mackett. I think there might have been a bit of a delay on his side there when it came to the lights, but Mackett dropped down 5 places. I'm fighting here, and Emi Alonso with a good start now. He's right behind Mackett. Mackett dropping down to 7th, coming out of a chicane. Already have a couple of guys falling back there, but luckily everybody got away, so no yellow flags, looks like no damage, no contact, so we have a good start here. Pretty much everybody backed up. Second chicane now. Paulson's already, so a couple of battles already. Matter taking it back into 6th. And just to be part D, and Emi Alonso are going to keep each other busy. Kimi trying to keep up with Quinton in front, but not easy feat at the moment. Quinton getting away.
Can't let him get away right here at the start of the race.
Mackett back into fourth, so Mackett making up a few places. Recovery, so he's not far off, it's just a few places he can take those back easily.
Everyone in that top 9 on a set of softs. First set of mediums down in 10th place. That's Quinton, where he started. So he hasn't lost or gained any position since the start of the race.
Mackett going for third place, or making a move on Vino. Actually, he's going to have it, but Vino says no. Actually, Mackett will have a better grip here, better traction. These two are still fighting for it. Like Mackett is in third, or is he? Vino ahead now, but Mackett will have the inside line.
Ooh.
Vino have to yield. In the process, he actually loses another place. Got out of shape out of a second chicane.
Got the tyre on the gravel and just lost some momentum, and landed up losing 2 positions in the process. Quinton leads from Kimi, from Mackett. That's your top 3. And you've got Vino Ignites, Mata, Alonso, Zardi, Force, Quinton. It's your top 10. Then just outside the top 10, obviously making a fantastic start. You've got Nizmax and not Maverick. They were out in Q1. They're up in 11th and 12th.
And John also had a good start, but up to 17th, 16th, and then he fell back to 20th again. So guys are actually changing positions left, right, and centre, and it's only lap 2, starting lap 3 now.
Leader sets the fastest lap of the race. Obviously, that doesn't mean too much at this point. Times are going to come down as the cars get lighter. You're definitely going to see quicker laps later on.
Not Maverick with the fastest lap.
That's the fastest lap. He's now sitting in 12th place. Started way down the grid. So, fantastic start so far. Now I wonder.
But the back are way off now.
I wonder with it.
They were all backed up, pretty much all piled together.
Wonder, obviously, with it being a 100% race, the first race of pace, 100% distance. I wonder if that's going to just start to show a little bit in the second half of the race. Obviously, there is a TNB team here. All of those guys race within TNB, and there are a few drivers here that race within TNB that aren't representing TNB. Those guys will be used to 100% races. Some of the others.
Kunrad currently running in 20th place where
That's right. He's at the bottom of your timesheets. He's
Mata made a move on Ignite Mata into 4th. He desperately wants to get past so he can sit after the 3 ahead of him.
3 drivers.
Actually fastest lap. Mackett been with the fastest lap. So these guys are pushing each other now.
The 3 drivers at the bottom there, D-Mag, Jean and Conrad,
coming on the inside.
Have all made pit stops.
Alonso into 5th, he also passed Ignites now.
Conrad.
He's still sticking there with Matt, so these two going to keep each other company.
Conrad going for the hard compound, the only car on the grid.
He's fighting here. Mackett through into 2nd, so he will be chasing after Quinton now. And Kimi stay with him, get a bit of DRS.
More support here for Nizmax, and he's doing a fantastic job up in 11th place. Maverick has since got himself into the points, 10th place. Obviously no points in the race of pace.
We got our first retirement. Kunrad did not finish. I think he went into the pits and then retired. Was just pretty much at the start finish line. 19 drivers remaining.
Comes the first retirement on lap 4 of 53. One of the SAP ones have fallen, 8 remain. Let's see what's happening back at the front. So far, Quinton doing
back at fastest.
A good job.
And
Controlling the pace.
Him, so these guys are getting closer to Quinton there.
Obviously, the objective here is don't engage. If 2nd and 3rd start to engage too much, could make things for Quinton a little easier. Let him get up the road while those two trip over each other. should maybe just follow each other for the next couple of laps and try get themselves up the road.
Macker was behind, but he got past, so these two, second and third, are not really fighting each other. It's now a matter of chasing down Quinton. So just how long it's going to be before Quinton feels the pressure.
Just in the comment section there saying that Conrad only got his wheel today, so not really ready for the wheel. Maybe
but
just
he was willing to go with
little bit more time, but he entered and he gave it a go.
He could have decided to go on the controller, but he still said no, he's going to try the wheel. So hats off to him, still trying with the wheel, even if he's not used to it yet.
We'll see him back sometime in the 4th iteration of the race of pace, whenever that will be. For the time being, Quinton still leads up front. 1.7 seconds is the gap back to Mackett. Then small gap, 0.8 of a second down to Kimi. Somebody got a penalty there on the bottom of your screen. I missed it. I didn't see who that was.
Vino.
Vino getting a penalty early on. Still plenty laps to go. Plenty laps to go. I want to start getting penalties this early. They can really rack up at the end.
Not Maverick passing Quinton, Safwan Quinton, so not Maverick into 9th. So he's getting on with some things.
Kimi's still in the top 3.
Quinton, so these guys can pretty much stride as well. So from 9 to 12, as you can see, they're all pretty much in the same stream. Oh, Macker now with a time penalty.
Gavin picking up a penalty, so the penalty's just queuing up on our screen. As one disappears, another one appears. Maverick now has got a bit of a buffer, got a bit of clean air. 3 seconds till he can start to interact with the car in front of him. That is Force for 8th place.
Talk about Force, there's another penalty.
Another 3 seconds.
Charlie will be fastest lap.
The car's trading purple laps. Complete mystery who will have the fastest lap at the end of this race. See all extremely quick drivers.
It looks like Force is managing to get away there from Not Maverick. But Not Maverick can't say the same because he's still got Quinton and now Strider, and this match is also still in it, so those guys are still close there.
Top TNB driver so far in 4th place. That's the matter.
Ooh, Boinkies. Boinkies is normally a guy who don't pick up penalties, so Boinkies also had one.
You'll find that the chicanes here in Monza can be quite tricky, and sometimes it's not necessarily corner cutting, it's running wide.
That's it. You can get penalized for running wide.
Don't see how running wide onto the curb is any sort of an advantage. Okay, in Parabolica I suppose it could be. Strides are up to 11th now, just one position away from the top 10. I want to say the points, I've got to keep on reminding myself this is not the points.
Nope. Under the yellow flag there. Top one Quinton losing a place. Matra past him. Strider as well, so Strider chasing after Not Maverick, so Quinton losing 2 places at least. He was behind Not Maverick too long ago, and Not Maverick actually still falling off a little bit there from Force, not gaining.
gaining any time right now. Obviously they're both on soft, both 7 laps old, so no differences there.
Mackett closed the gap a bit to him and to Quinton, and he actually now went faster.
The yellow
Yeah, now the
flag.
yellow flag. The out of Ascari.
Don't see what that yellow flag is for. I'm not sure what that yellow flag is for. There we go, it's gone.
Gone. That was Boinkies. Boinkies actually retired. So yellow flag, Boinkies came out of Parabolica, and I think he what could have been only running into the barrier.
Didn't see. I was actually said their sector 3 yellow flag. I was watching someone drive through Parabolica and I couldn't see any dust or anyone in the gravel. So I'm not sure what happened there.
Lap 9 and 2 retirements already.
2 retirements. Both carrying the same name. It's the first 2 retirements of the race. 18 drivers remaining.
Give you an idea what the gap is in front. Not massive. He's still holding in there with Mackett. Mackett not getting away from him. But Mackett also maintaining the gap to Quinton.
Matt will also be in his mirrors.
Matt will surely have momentum. Will have enough track. Kimi taking to the inside. Matt going to the outside. Clearly they're not going to fight each other too hard, and Matt is free into third.
I love
Matt will now chase after Mackett.
I love some of these comments. Like just come Max, speed up. Or got another guy here who's keeping me updated on the progress of Strider. Strider up into the top 10. Keeping the commentator updated. Love it. A lot of activity on both channels. I've got the screens up with the chats, and both screens are full. Great to see. Full attendance by the drivers. Lots of supporters showing up.
Imi went for the hard tires, and so was Buddies.
Race of pace, well supported.
Ben just acknowledging you, the thanks from your side. Yeah, so Strider, like you say, in the top 10. But still pretty much spread now. In front, a big battle, not Kimi, the matter, both within DRS range from the cars ahead. Then with a bit of a gap in front. Just a bit of a gap, not much.
No change at the front. Still Quinton ZA leading from Safwan Mackett. The Matter is in third. Final podium position, not Kimi. He's falling off that podium for the time being. He's in fourth. Roddy fifth, Ignite sixth. Fourth holding on to seventh. He's been there for quite some time, and Maverick not really making up ground there. 3 seconds that gap now, so
yeah, so Fourth getting away from him bit by bit.
Maverick is actually coming under pressure. He is. There we go. We've got Mad Traps right behind him. He's lining him up side by side through Parabolica. Not really what you want to do. He's going to hang it around the outside.
Mad Trap fullback
runs wide.
Mad Trap gets a penalty for his effort.
Gets a penalty for running wide. Tucks in behind the car, hoping to get some DRS. Doesn't look like he got DRS.
Nope. He's going to try to go to the outside, but it's not going to work this time.
And while he's doing all of this, he's got Strider coming up in his mirrors. So if he doesn't get past Maverick soon, he's going to have his mirrors full.
Flag out of Parabolica. Looks like it's Vino. Yeah, and Vino heading for the pitch.
Mackett picking up a 3-second penalty. Now remember all these penalties. If we get a safety car towards the end of the race and it compresses this field.
Vino over front wing replacement.
We go Vino in the pits there on the TNB stream. He's getting a front wing change. He's going to be in the pits a little longer than he probably want to. Everyone else still driving around the circuit at over 200 miles an hour while you're stationary. You don't want to sit there longer than you need to. That wing always seems to take forever.
Matrov and not Maverick going for it again.
Quinton came up to lap a car there and the car just ducked out of it at the last second. Went straight at the chicane. Didn't want to get involved with the leader.
Matrav having the inside, but not Maverick, not making it easy. Not Maverick, still staying in front. But Strider now also in this battle with the two of them. Three-way battle here for 8th place. Maverick still staying ahead out of second chicane.
Holding on to that position. They have identical tyres, identical age, so nothing there. Maverick just doing everything he can, making that car as wide as he legally can to keep Matrav behind him.
Oh, we've
got a retirement. We've got a retirement. Mackett is...
has claimed its second victim of the night, and that is Mackett.
Mackett.
So two Safwan boys, Boinkies and Mackett, victim to Parabolica. And that triggers a safety car as well. Like you said, safety car. Now bunching them all up, those gaps that were opened up will be closed, and bring in those penalties. Oh no, of course, the guys are diving into the pits.
Pit lane very busy. All the guys on softs, 12 laps old since the beginning of the race.
Spotting it and coming in to change those tyres. But like you said, now the field will be bunched up, and those penalties at the end, it's going to really make things interesting.
Just another thing to bring up. Might have forgotten, since I haven't done multiplayer in quite some time. You really have no way of knowing who you're sharing a garage with.
That's it.
So when you go into the pits all at once, you always have a chance of a double stack. Can't ask a teammate, are you going into the pits? You don't know who you're sharing that garage with. Might not be the same person you shared it with in qualifying. So it's always a chance of a double stack when you're diving into the pits.
And even if you stop now, you might get the first pit box now. Later in the race, you'll get a different pit box.
We've got the top 8 all on mediums. Usually Nizmax and Gavin, they're second and third. They're on older mediums. Everyone else on a new set.
Quentin and Matt on the biased on the new mediums.
Choosing to stay out.
Kimi, Zardi and Ignite as well as Force also on new mediums. Not Maverick, Matrav, Strider and Safwan and Quinta decided to go with soft route. So Quinta started on the mediums, so still another stint of soft for the rest of those guys. And those are the only soft guys, so pretty much majority of the field on mediums with 2 runners on hard and those 4 softs. Lap 14 first safety car.
Obviously with all the penalties that we've seen, safety car really neutralizes our timing screens and makes them pretty inefficient. Basically that, not saying who, because I don't know who's got what penalties, we'll have a look at that later, but you could basically have a car running in the top 3 that after they go over the line, if the times were this close, he wouldn't even be in the top 10 if he had. I've seen some guys already racking up 3 or 4 penalties. So it's See what happens after 53 laps. I think some guys are going to have you don't want to get more than 30 though. That leads to disqualification. Immediate disqualification. So no more than 30 seconds, please, guys. Safety car, whatever.
It did happen before.
The fans there on the comment section not enjoying the safety car part of the race. This is, think of it as a benefit. Every now and then coming in and just neutralizing things. Maybe changing the way things were heading. Still behind the safety car, waiting for those lights to go off. When they do go off.
Last car caught up now, as you can see, this field is now pretty much backed up like it was at the start.
You see the light switch off, we'll know that safety car is coming into the pits. Doesn't look like he's coming into the pits this lap.
Not this lap.
Heading towards Parabolica, and there we go, safety car in this lap.
Wow.
They left that pretty late. Left that very late. I think that might have even caught Quinton off guard. Going around the final corner, and suddenly you have a restart on your hands.
He immediately goes for it.
Doesn't wait, doesn't think about it too much. Let's see, now Nizmax coming down the field. He's obviously going to have older mediums, as does Gavin. None of these guys will have proper tyre temps. Gotta get up to speed. Quinton leads the way as he has done throughout most of the race. Nizmax now second. He didn't even get out of Q1. Matt has been able to get past Gavin. He's up into third place. Can chase Nizmax again.
He would not want to stay behind them too long. He's on the fresh rubber just like Quinton, but they're pretty much in the same strategy.
Needs to make the most of the fresh tyre. Can't sit behind Nizmax.
Kimmy's going to try the same and get people also the fresh rubber.
Should be a fairly...
yellow flag again. And it's Parabolica again.
I think it's Zardi. I think it's Zardi.
And Vino.
Ooh, there's a big mess here. It's not at Parabolica, but that was Zardi and Force. I just saw a lot of dust, a lot of gravel coming out of Ascari.
They're still running. Looks like Force got front wing damage.
Force says, not sure what's going on. They're both driving pretty slowly down the back straight, saying you take it. No, you take it. I think they both have damage. I think they both have the end plate on the right hand side missing.
Definitely.
It looks like
both of them.
Both of them in the pits.
Oh, and a couple of cars, like that's 5 cars in the pits.
Ooh, that car doesn't sound good on my screen at all.
And not Maverick.
Let's go back to the front and see what's happening.
That was a huge get together there.
Matta has gotten past Gavin. Gavin passed. Well, Kimmy still hasn't. Ooh, Gavin, another 3 seconds. If you have enough penalties, then there's really no need to even drive past these guys.
Nope.
If you've got no penalties and you can drive around in second and see the leader, you're probably going to win.
Strider up to 8.
Cars not all sounding very healthy for some reason on my stream. Some of the cars in particular sounding very sick.
Matt with a huge advantage now. You have a pressure rubber, good traction. DRS is enabled with lap again. Can Matt do it now? He's got the better. Yeah, he's driving, getting into the inside. He's got a bit of slipstream there from Nismax driving out on the inside. Bit of a lockup.
It's enough.
He's through into second, so Matter is through. You do not want Quinton to get away too far ahead. Kimi having a look here at Gapik. And they both can have a go here at Nismax as well. Nismax staying ahead of Kimi for now. Kimi desperately want to get past here. He's being held up. Fresh rubber versus the two cars in front with old rubber. Kimi will have DRS, but so will Nismax.
And Nismax still third and fourth, still driving around on now 17 lap old mediums. Question is, when will they make their first move, and where will they come out in this field? Because that safety car just sort of compressed everybody. So if you're in second and you're gonna lose 25 seconds to a pit stop, then that could potentially put you down in about 12th. So wonder how long they intend to take those tyres.
Fresh rubber doing the business there. Billy is through.
And now
they
set.
Will luckily pass Gapik as well.
Also should have the same benefit. Gavin also on the older tyres. We ride with Kimi as he chases down Gapik. The ex-Monday League versus the Friday League. Kimi one of the founders of the Friday League, but driving for the Monday League. Interesting things happen. One of TNB's initial founders in the wrong team. I think he just wants to race.
I don't care. I don't think he cares for which team he's racing as long as he can race. Let's make that down to 6.
Anyone who's still watching, we've had 3 retirements so far, but I'm sure there's still a lot of drivers out there on track that have fans watching. If the drivers that have retired are on either one of the streams, Midweek Racing, TNB, join in the comment section and tell us what happened. Let us know what you think's gonna happen. Give us some predictions. Give us some insight onto what those tires felt like, and anything that helps with some on-track experience. We're on lap 20 of 53. Obviously, let's get both those comment sections up to the 100 number.
I see Gapik actually doing very well there on those worn mediums, holding on to P3. Can he get enough into that first corner? Answer is no, he's just too far off, because as much as he's trying to gain, you also need to defend. Being under pressure there from Matt Traff.
Riding now with Nismax, currently in 6th place. He went far up the grid after that safety car, found himself in a great position, almost at 100 comments. Keep talking, guys. Nismax in 6th, obviously got a great position, but now just starting to fall back. Everyone around him on fresher tyres, and next he'll be falling into the grasp of Strider. Wonder how long he is going to take these tyres, the oldest tyres on the track. That is his and Gavin, both on 20 lap old mediums. So we haven't seen how far this medium can go. This will be our answer. When these two come into the pits, we'll have a good idea of where a medium can go and where you should try and take it.
Natural cost gimme or easy. He's coming back immediately, I think. It looks like he had removed mate.
Strides are still getting probably, I'd say, the most support on this channel.
Yes.
Even if it's the same guy, it's all good. He's doing a fantastic job though. Fantastic job all around by a lot of guys that started outside the top 15. Dropping out in Q1 and finding themselves up the order. Nizmax, 6th. Not Maverick. It's been better, but obviously he has made a pit stop. He's on 4-lap old mediums.
Both fast guys that came into the pits at the same time after the Parabolica incident.
Obviously, you come into the pits with a whole smattering of cars. If you have damage, you're going to spend more time there. Strides are now.
Interesting in front, Matter taking little by little out of Quinton.
Strides up the inside of Ascari, passes Nizmax. Makes it look easy.
Friday 96.
That's 21 lap old mediums.
Be happy with that.
21 lap old mediums versus 7 lap old softs. So really, no competition. Here we go. Thank you guys. Just got into 100 comments. Nicely done.
Keep in mind, Matraf is on softs, where the others are on mediums.
Conrad saying that he got a glitch with his wheel going around, I believe, the outside of Parabolica, getting some increased understeer, and
back into 6, Ian Strider's fighting for Ignite as well.
It's just new wheel, new setup, wrinkles. And hopefully you'll be able to iron those out with time as you get to know your equipment. It just takes time. Una telling Nizmax to go get new tires. Nizmax being told by his supporters to go get new tires. 22 laps, he doesn't. Stays out for now. No one coming into the pits.
Matter is now in DRS range from Quinton.
Another car now going up the inside. Is that Ignites? Ooh, I'm not sure what I see on my screen here, but somebody got past Nizmax, but it didn't register on my time screen. Not sure what that was all about. Nizmax still 7th. Knights 8th. Alonso 9.
Teammates Strider just fighting a little bit.
They're intense. He's been on the berries. He's been on those hards for a while now.
Matter losing time again now to Quinton. Small mistake. Ignites now also putting Nizmax under pressure. Yeah, yellow flag again out of Parabolica. Luckily, no retirement.
Every time you see a yellow flag at Parabolica, you look for the name that's falling down the list. This time, you didn't notice anyone. Maybe just somebody going a little bit too wide and getting a puff of dust and bringing out the flags briefly. But disappearing almost immediately. We've got side-by-side action.
Nizmax, yeah, he tried to make it difficult, but in the end, DRS helped, so Ignites 96.
How is there 17 cars on the track and we are commentating on the same two?
Happens.
At exactly the same time.
It happens.
There's Max 7th, holding on to that position.
Matter
But
falling off further.
Those mediums can't be in great shape. There's Max and Gav Pig, 24 lap old mediums. We wait for these two to come in. That will unfortunately take them rather far back in this field. Possibly as far back as 15, 16. When they do pit. And surely those tyres on in the best condition, the longer they go around, the more time it's going to cost them.
Still under half distance.
What would be the strategy here? One stops, throw on a set of hards and go to the end? Just under halfway, no one going into the pits yet, so they will remain on those tyres. 25 laps now.
Ignite and Strider now close to each other, and Strider actually also getting closer to Kimi.
Close stuff in the midfield from 6th to 10th to 9th.
Meanwhile, Big D-Mac getting into 14th, overtaking Maverick there.
We ride with Thorst, currently 16th. He's had a bit of an up and down race. You all saw the incident earlier. He's now second to last. Still halfway to go. A lot of these guys on the Monday nights, Tuesday nights do 50% races. Well, that's how much time there is left in this one. So don't give up. Might be at the back, but still a long way to go. We've only seen the one safety car. We know in these lobbies we can see up to about 3, and then they start giving you virtuals.
Yes, it.
Safety car could still come into play.
A few more times.
Maybe you can just clarify for me there what Yvette said in the comment section. I think she said that you're supposed to drive the tyres down to the rims. Is that correct? My Afrikaans not spot on.
See Strider chasing down Kimi now. Coming into race mode 2. We will at DRS now as well.
Got 12 lap old softs. Should be able to get Kimi.
In better position.
Don't know how much longer those softs are going to hold on though.
No, when those mediums obviously is at the point where those mediums will come back at him, so definitely Strider in a much, well, Ignite's actually in a much better position. Strider is moving because of a soft, but it's not going to last that long. It's pretty much Ignites and Kimi that you need to watch out.
Just some confirmation there in the comment section that my Afrikaans was indeed correct. So, not too bad. We go Strider now. He's got Kimi. Gets in before turn 1. Oof. Late on the brakes. Kimi tried to get that position back, but tried to hang on as much as he could. Will he come back at him now? He does come back at him. They go side by side through Curva Grande. Got to have guts to do that. Gets into the chicane first. Is he ghosting? Is he ghosting? Ghosted briefly there. Don't know what that was all about. Don't know if it was a connection issue.
But the first time around it will be the other way around, coming out of race number 2. Kimi with a much better exit, and surely he will have DRS this time.
Kimi now is going to have the outside going into Ascari, or has he gotten ahead before?
You see how close these 3 are. Watch his Strider Ignite right there in the back of this car of Kimi.
Then And while we're saying these, while we're commentating on these, we can't comment on the penalties that are popping up on the bottom of your screen, but they're popping up. We'll, closer towards the end of the race, one of us will actually go into the penalty screen and try and give you an idea of what's what. Really nice close racing.
Oh, Kimi very brave on the brakes, but no, just too far back.
Now he's lost all sorts of momentum, and I wonder if Ignites is going to be able to pounce.
Surely he has to, but it will probably be in the DRS zone.
Ignites doesn't have the advantage of soft tyres. He's on identical tyres to Kimi, 14 lap old mediums.
How far can Strider and Matra push it on those softs?
Both of those cars making the same decision, putting mediums on when the safety car came out. It was 14 laps ago. It's now past halfway distance. And this is where mistakes can start to creep in.
Yes, of course.
When you're in that second half of the race, I'd actually say probably the last third of the race. That's really when the mistakes start to creep in. The last 20 minutes.
Overtaking Gap quickly.
Been doing a great job so far. Just the three.
And Strider's coming in. That answers the question: how far can he go? Not that far. 14 laps. It's more or less what we did when we dived in under the safety car.
Then what tyres are going on? Set of mediums. Another 3-second penalty, this time for D-Mag. Strider's on his way with a set of mediums. See what that safety car has done, compressing the field. You come in for a pit stop, well up the order. You come out in 12th. And that's what the safety car can do. When it comes to compressing this field and keeping the guys together.
Yellow flag. That's out of the chicane.
Aries doing a good job. It's been on hards pretty much since lap 2 or 3. I think he got wing damage on lap 1 and came in immediately. So those hards are pretty much since the beginning of the race.
Strider now with 3-second time penalty.
Alonso with a 3-second time penalty, so just handing them out, one for you, everyone gets one. It's a bit of a free for all when it comes to the penalties column. We should have a prize for the guy who's able to get the most ridiculous amount of penalties. Actually, we probably shouldn't do that, considering I know one or two blokes who would enjoy that too much.
Gap spinning the pit lane for good measure, giving 5 seconds away for nothing.
Gavin getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Very easy to do here in Monza. Obviously one of the quicker pit entries, because you can sort of enter that pit entry straight off a straight. There's no corner to it. There's no little chicane like there is. It's just straight in. So very easy to.
Just making a comment there that says Wiener's got the most penalties.
We'll keep you waiting a little longer, maybe round about lap 45. I'll jump into the menus and just have a look. No point in looking now. The way the penalties are being...
The change is going to be more.
The way they're being handed out, anything I count up now is going to be changing while I'm counting it. So
still another 21 laps to go after this.
Have a closer look at that towards the end of the race. For the time being, Quinton ZA still leads the way, as he has done for most of the race. The Matter, he's in second, identical tyres, 17 lap old mediums for first and second. Don't forget the Matter, that's the top T&B driver on the day, T&B 3-time champion. Currently second, 1.2 seconds adrift, just outside of DRS. Like to close that up just a little bit. Once you get in DRS, makes things a hell of a lot easier. F1 Mad Traps holding on to third for now, but those softs are starting to age.
There's Max into the pits for the softs.
17 laps there for third place on the softs. So those tyres can't be at their best.
And more importantly, this Max came out ahead of Gapik.
Also got that 5 seconds. So if he doesn't stop once more, then those 5 seconds will be added to his race time. With addition to any other penalties, there's a 3-second time penalty for not Maverick. As I'm speaking of penalties, they pop up on the screen. There's Max 11th, just outside the top 10. Quinton Strider, that's 9th and 10th. Barry's on the hards from the start of the race, 26 laps old. He's in 7th. How long can those hards go? Alonso, he's in 6th. Kimi 5th. All of those top 6, sorry. They're all on 18 lap old tyres. Mad Traps though, he's on a set of softs. Surely 18 laps on a set of softs is pushing things a bit. But he's maintaining that gap back to SAF1 Ignites. 8.4 seconds is that gap, 8.5, so...
Ignites with a time penalty.
It's almost like the commentator's curse isn't working for crashes today, it's just working for penalties. You mentioned someone and...
another penalty pops up.
Even before he DNF'd, the champion of not getting penalties in a race, SAF1 Boinkies, he picked up a penalty before retiring. So everyone probably would have had a penalty next to their name had they have finished. I think it's going to be one of those. You get the one guy in the field that doesn't get a penalty, it would be quite a shock.
Well, you haven't seen a lot popping up from our race leaders.
Mad Traps, that gap, 9.1 seconds back to 4th, so he's still able to extend that lead over 4th on that set of softs, now 19 laps old. Surely when he does come in, he's going to come down pretty far down the field. Estimated 7th, 6th or 7th place. If he were to come in right now, how much longer will he stay out there?
One could in the pits, which I believe is his last stop.
I think now maybe just stretching those softs as long as he possibly can so that he can jump on a set of mediums to finish the race. Seems like everyone else on a different strategy, on mediums to maybe throw on a set of softs at the end. Still doesn't come in on that set of softs, goes over the line, and that is now 20 laps on a set of softs. Knight's now over the line, Kimi over the line, 4th and 5th still close together. Alonso coming out of Parabolica. Not a lot of battles out on track, but the times are still very close, all to play for.
Yeah, we're really close to each other still.
And the way these penalties are going to work, you might find that once the final results come up, they're going to look nothing like the timing screen you're looking at. You could see people in the midfield being on the podium. It's very much a possibility. Where is Gavpig? Gavpig is in 10th place. He was having a relatively good race. Made a bit of a mistake. Got a 5-second penalty. Speeding in the pit lane. I'm not sure if he has served that already or if that is going to be 5 seconds added on. It's just behind Nizmax, who's now getting closer and closer to Jean, wheeling him in. Should be an easy pass. It's on a set of 2 lap old softs versus Jean on 20 lap old mediums. Shouldn't have too many issues here, getting his way up into 8th place. As I say, that pulls alongside, entering into Parabolica. He's in front before they get to Parabolica. And Nizmax takes 8th place and sets his sights up the road on Alonso. As I say that, Alonso dives into the pits, as does Jean. 2 cars in the pits. Nizmax up into 7th. Barry carries on. 30 laps now on the hards. Kimi 5th. Ignites 4th. The top 3, Mad Trav, Matt in 2nd, and Quinton, as he has been for, well, I think all of the race really. Gap getting very, very close to DRS. Just over a second as they went over the beam, so I don't think he doesn't get DRS, but it was just over a second when they hit the beam. But now well under a second, so next time they get to DRS, Matter should have.
But the game dropped a bit of seesaw at the moment.
Dropped below the second again. So he's getting close, but at the wrong parts of the racetrack. Needs to get close there around Parabolica so he can activate his DRS.
Still going on unbothered with the front. He's pretty much been leading since the restart of the race. Yet another penalty for Vino.
Look at that gap. Matt did have DRS. And he's still outside, just outside the second, so he didn't really make up ground there on that DRS zone at all. Both of them now 23 lap old mediums. I was going to say Trav's 23 lap old softs, but as I say that, I see he comes into the pits. Comes out on a set of fresh mediums. That'll obviously be the tyre that he hopes takes him to the end of the race. He comes out in 6th place, predicted 6th or 7th. Now he can get on with the final stint of his race.
Again. Oh, and Jean and Vino for real. And that's a BSC, so Jean is out and Vino for real is out. So we got, well, from 3 now it's 5 retirements. Jean out and Vino for real out.
Now activated the virtual safety car. Anybody on a old set of tyres, now's the time to jump into the pits. Gonna make a change. Pits are busy. Maverick has come into the pits. Probably the first car to respond. He resumes the race in 14th. Crucially has probably made his last pit stop of the race. What are the leaders doing? Well, they're in the pits as well.
In the pit, yeah.
Both in the pits, both on a set of softs. So they'll both finish on that set of softs. So they're going to have equal tyres going into the final stint of the race. It's really a sprint to the end. Ignites, he's really on the back of this top 3 now, but he is yet to do a pit stop. He will fall away from this 3rd place. pretty soon. A little bit of dust there in the background. Guys picking up some gravel on the outside. For those of you who are watching Monza and enjoy Monza, one of the classic race circuits. If you're a fan of the race circuit, you'll be happy to know that Spa-Francorchamps is getting a €80 million upgrade. And part of that upgrade is the return of the gravel tracks. So Spa-Francorchamps could become just a little bit more challenging in years to come. You're going to think twice in the third sector if there's gravel everywhere. It's too easy to run wide in Spa. More cars making their final pit stops. Positions carry on changing on our timing sheets. Gavin fifth, but his tyres are going to be slightly older than the cars around him. Going to be a little bit out of sync with everybody because he made his pit stop a few laps before that virtual safety car. Another track that is very busy with last minute construction work at the moment is Portimão on the southern coast of Portugal in Algarve. They were originally going to host the World Superbike race in 2020 and that's it. And now they've hosted the World Superbikes. They're going to host Formula 1. They're going to host the finale to MotoGP, and then Portugal's going to have to host the final of the World Superbike as well. That is surreal. So they went from having one race to having four.
Remember Scotland's another penalty. It's nuts.
So many penalties out on track. It's going to really test both of our maths knowledge. So don't take what we say too seriously. I got my education in Benoni, so play nice.
Benoni. Also, if yet another penalty.
Much movement at the front. We've got Gavin and Nismax getting fairly close on similar aged tyres. Could be a interesting battle for.
Push it all the way to the end.
Can they keep those positions towards the end of the race? Obviously, those tyres are going to be just a.
Well, it's going to be right at the end as well.
Not just a step. Just a step. The guys around them have tyres that are either brand new, 1 lap old, or 2 laps old, and then these two they're sticking out a little bit with 8 and 9 laps. 10 laps from now, that's going to definitely show. Got to do another 11 laps, so you're going to have to do 21 laps on those softs, Mr. Gavin.
What we saw what his face doing pretty much 20 earlier. So it's not impossible, it's just what state will it be? How much pace do you still have at the end of a race? Because you need to have that speed to defend your position.
Today I saw something quite incredible in the actual F1. Between the soft, medium and hard compound. Between the soft and medium compound there was a gap, there was a difference of half a second. But between the soft and hard compound there was a gap of 1.9 seconds. So that was just not a compound you wanted to be on at any stage.
Especially when it's cold as well, because for harder tires it's better when the track is hot.
See, they were having all sorts of problems because the Nürburgring was dropping to temperatures that Formula One cars aren't necessarily used to. They have winter testing at Catalunya once a year, round about beginning of March, end of Feb. But besides that, Formula One cars are not used to racing in winter. It's a summer sport. They go to Europe when it's summer.
And now pretty much it's the start of winter in Europe.
They usually go to Europe when it's summer, and by the time winter kicks in, they make sure they're done with their European leg of the tour. Now they're dipping straight into Europe. I think when they get to Portugal, it will be a bit better. The southern coast very warm throughout the winter, so I don't think they'll have too many problems there.
But a better drive. Nesmax make a move on Gap-Peak.
Some very cold temperatures reported very cold temperatures reported in northern Italy, which is obviously the home of Imola. So I don't think it's the last we've seen of cold weather and crazy low track temperatures. As Max hasn't given up on fourth place, he still has Gavin very much in his sights.
Yes.
Kimi right behind the two of them, and then Ignite all over Kimi.
Ignite's got the fresh rubber, but Kimi as well. These two's got much fresher rubber than Gap-Peak and Nesmax.
Go to the front where Matt just can't do the little bit extra that he needs.
Bring the gap down when it opens up again, and it's been like that for the last how many laps?
Gets to approximately a second, and you think,
Nesmax going to be inside of DRS wide open. Nesmax Gap-Peak outbreaks him, and now as you can see, there's a train of 4 cars pretty much for 4th place.
Sometimes when you defending that hard, you can just lose momentum going into the next round of corners and put yourself even under more pressure.
That's it.
Now Nismax under all sorts of pressure, can't get past Gavin, and his mirrors are just getting full of cars. Those two now really on his gearbox. Can't even see the 4th one. He's tucked in behind Kimi. There he is. For a second there, I'm like, what happened to the 4th car? Oh, there he is. He's behind Kimi. Right behind Kimi.
Nesmax now with the penalty.
Ben saying past his bedtime. Guys need to hurry up. Come on, it's 9:45.
There's only 8 laps to go after this. Almost there.
Gavin will still be feeling very fresh. Obviously, Gavin is driving out of Ghana. They are 2 hours behind us. So, still a relatively early 7:45 in Ghana. So Gavin should be the freshest driver on the track. Also, he's had 2 hours less to consume alcohol. I'm just saying, there may be 1 or 2 drivers here that are not at optimum F1 capabilities right now, but yet they're still doing one hell of a job, better job than I can do sober. That's right, Gavin driving out of Ghana in Western Africa.
Gap down front is now hovering around 2 seconds.
Also one of the guys that have been with us since the very beginning, since F1 2017. Moving on to 18, 19 and now 20, 4 games together. 15 leagues. Well, I speak on behalf of TNB. Obviously even more leagues going on in other forms on Mondays and Tuesdays. As far as TNB goes, 15 overall leagues over 4 games. And still guys get together every chance they get to have a race. Not sick of it yet. Gap now between first and second, the biggest it's been, 2.7 seconds. Seems like Matt's just lost touch a little bit with the leader. Lap 46 of 53. Let it get a little bit further into the race, maybe lap 50, 51. Okay, have a look at the penalties. Obviously that is something that could come into play. The gap between first and second, just 2.6 seconds. If Quinton has 1 or 2 penalties more than Matt, that will reverse that that position. So I don't want to have a look at it just yet. Things could still change. Still a while to go.
This Max coming through. Surely he's got it this time. And he does. This Max into fourth.
Up into
And he's
fourth
rolling.
place.
Oh, it looks like Gapik and Kimi touch. Kimi spun coming into the first corner into the chicane.
We're now down to 7th. That's the number of Kimi Räikkönen. Gavin continues on his way in 5th place. Now he's lost quite a amount of ground to Nismax since then. Nismax 2 seconds up the road. Gonna see if he can make an impression in the last 6 laps to Mad Trav, who's 5.5 seconds up the road, but crucially on a set of mediums. So as those softs begin to age, those mediums will come into their own. I think he'll probably be the most comfortable guy at the end of the race. Really good job by everyone on track. We know not everyone here does 100% races. So everyone who brings it home done a fantastic job.
Only the 5 car so far, believe it or not.
5 retirements, as there were in F1 at the Nürburgring this afternoon. Also 5 retirements. 5 different manufacturers retired. Also for the very first time in a very long time, the top 7 in F1, all 7 different manufacturers. And with Bottas retiring from today's race, that leaves Lewis Hamilton as the only driver in 2020 to have completed every single lap of every single race. So the quick translation means he has had no reliability issues in 2020. Thanks for the support in the comments section. Getting some compliments for our commentary, Johan. Oh, we're doing a good job. So long as everybody watching is still enjoying it and still enjoying our voices after all this time.
I think Matt is pretty much gonna leave that gap as is. So I don't foresee any change in the top 3, so we pretty much confirmed there.
I'm sure he has an idea. Obviously the drivers also see every time a penalty comes up.
Correct.
And if he's been following Quinton closely in 2nd place, I'm sure he's taken note of those penalties when they pop up with Quinton's name next to them. So maybe he is aware that he's got less penalties. Maybe just thinks it's better to just tap off and do it this way rather than push on every single curb you can find and maybe make a mistake that you don't need at this point in the race. 3 laps to go.
Almost there.
Ronald just making a comment, sad to see a bit of a pattern there in the DNFs. 5 DNFs, 4 of them starting with the same name. SAF1 dropping 4 drivers in this race. Obviously, they were the best represented. See SAF1 having a team with 5 drivers, and then a smattering of other SAF1 drivers were scattered amongst the race of pace field. So we started with 9. We've lost 4. 5 remain on track, and one of them in the top 3. Nicely done to Matrav. Slightly out of step with everybody else there. In the top 8. Only one on mediums. Max is making up ground. It was 5.5 seconds, 4.5 seconds now, so he's picked up a second. He's going to run out of laps. As well as those 17 lap old softs can't be doing their best right now. A lot of support for Nizmax here, pushing him towards that final podium step. 4.3 seconds is the gap, 2 laps to go. He'd have to pull off something very special here, or the man in front of him would have to make a critical error. Just having a look at some of the position changes in the race. Quinton, he's led the race for a majority of the race. I think pretty much all of the race. He started from pole and, well, he's still in pole position to win this race. Matta, he's in second. He's made up 1 position, started in 3rd. We've got Matrav, he's in 3rd. 12 positions. Nizmax also 12 positions, but biggest one so far. Gavin, 14 positions up in 5th. Started in 19th. More and more comments coming through urging Nizmax to push that little bit more, but we're going to need like 150% race if that's going to happen, because we're going to run out of time. Penultimate lap has begun. Lap 52 or 53. We've had another retirement and we missed it. We've had another retirement and
Alonso.
Yeah, Alonso has retired from the race.
14 cars remaining.
14 cars remaining. 6 retirements. 5 retirements from SAF1.
Of course, you're on the 8.
4 remain of the 9 that started. Quinton still leads the way. Penultimate lap. Max not really making up ground on that podium. But one positive I can give all the fans at home, all the Nizmax fans at home, is these penalties could still come into play.
Yes, we'll have to wait for these guys to finish this final lap so that we see how those penalties play out. Who finishes where.
I could try and count, but I think by the time I got to the 2nd or 3rd car, this race would be over. So, is Devon? I'm not sure what Devon's referring to there in that last comment. So we'll let's get on board with your leader, see where your leader is on track. Obviously,
just out of a second, Lesmo here, approaching Parabolica.
Join him when he crosses the line, because obviously the game will work it out as the guys cross the line. Picked up another penalty, crucially on the last lap, 3-second time penalty, and that could be crucial because Matt falling out of that 3-second bracket.
Yeah.
And maybe that penalty will just bring him back into this.
That gap just to, yeah.
It's not over yet. Go around Parabolica. Quinton will go over the line. First on track Is it a win? We wait. Matt wins.
Matt gets promoted. Matt gets the win. Crucial. That penalty right on the last lap actually gives the win to Matt.
He actually would have won it. He would have won it by 700ths. So that penalty just made things a heck of a lot closer. Matt Trav, he's going to go around the final corner now. Corner we all call Parabolica for the 53rd and final time. And he will claim what he believes is third. But we'll have to wait for Nizmax just to confirm that.
Hell of a drive from 16th to 4th.
Nothing wrong with that, and he has been classified 4th, so no more change. Medium.
Kimmy jumping ignites.
Barry's goes first.
Jumping them both.
Penalties working there in his favour. Gavin classified 8th. Quinton now coming around the last corner. Let's see, Quinton will probably... Yeah, Quinton 7th. Gavin gets pushed down to 9th. He's going to carry on losing places if those penalties don't run out. The D-Mag going around. He will be 10th, classified 10th, and that's it. There we go, everyone's done. We're just going to wait for your final results so we can read through those really quickly.
Matt might have known, and I fully agree with that. Driver of the day is Nizmax.
Driver of the day, Nizmax, nicely done. Truly deserved, nicely done. And if this was the TNB League, he would have picked up a couple extra points for a race performance like that. So there's your...
But wow, Matt right at the end, but then again it was 3 seconds, so I think he knew about a 3-second penalty before. It's almost like he just managed the gap.
I think he was trying to keep it...
penalty came in the end, and that was enough.
Just sealed the deal. But just gonna try go through your details really quickly before everybody getting penalties. Look at that, Matt winning the race. Quinton 2nd, started from pole, led the entire race. But the penalties were enough to take him down to 2nd. Matt Trav 3rd. Nizmax ended up in 4th. What a race he had. Barry's in 5th. Also difficult race. Had to do most of that race on the hards. Not Kimmy in 6th. Quinton 7th.
But he did well. Bring it back in 5th.
Ignites in 8th. Then bringing up the top 10. We've got Gavin in 9th. D-Mag in 10th. Then just outside the points. Some very fast names. Some very well-known names. Not Maverick 11, Force 12, Strider 13, Sardi 14, and then the rest retired. Retiring out of the race, obviously Alonso, Jean, Vino, Mackett, Poinkies, and Koenraad.
Wow.
What a race.
Penalties. Be careful of those penalties.
It's another thing within 100% races, you know, if you start collecting those penalties already on lap 2 or 3, those things are going to pile up by the time you get to the end. Congratulations, everybody. Everybody on the podium. I'm going to say from my side, thank you very much to everyone who joined the stream.
On both channels.
On both, I mean, I've got two massive screens in front of me with comment sections, and well, they're both ticking over right now. So both channels doing incredibly well. Both channels getting support. The race was well supported. All 20 drivers showed up. We had 6 retirements, but over 100% race. It's not bad. Want to say thank you to everybody who joined. Everyone who took part.
Support. Thanks for watching. Thanks for those comments.
At least on
Thanks for being part of the stream and making it. It's always interesting with those comments and be part of a chat. We appreciate it as always.
And on the midweek racing side of things, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much. If you watch midweek racing, this channel will be live again on Thursday, I believe. And obviously, Jan, on the TNB side of things, TNB channel will be back
on Friday, correct?
For round 1 around Baku.
Yeah, round 1 at Baku, which starts start of season 2. And like you say, first day, of course, the midweek racing one there for Sonic Sim Racing, of course. So yeah, both channels will be up again for some action later this week.
So again, thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Sorry about the delay. We were supposed to get going at 7. We got going a little bit later, so it's 5 to 10. But channel's
Importantly,
still.
we finally got going and everybody got in.
Everyone's still here. Everyone's still watching, and I hope everyone had a good time. From my side, guys, Johan, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Really
And
appreciate
cheers.
the support. And have a good one.